Hey, what's up you guys? It's Judy here with my Life as Kikay and welcome to episode number 4 in my How to Make Up for Beginners, a Back to Basics series. In today's video, we're going to be talking all about how to apply concealer, cream contour, and highlight. On this channel, I create videos on product reviews, makeup tutorials, and lifestyle advice with the aim to entertain, educate, and enrich the lives of others. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love for you to join the Kikay family. And if you're returning here to my channel, then welcome back. In last week's episode, we talked all about how to shade match and apply foundation. This brings us to the next step in our makeup application, which is concealer, cream contour, and highlight. You may be someone who prefers to use a powder contour and highlight, but the reason why I've included concealer, cream contour, and cream highlight in one video is because you need to apply any creams and liquid products on your skin before going in with any powder products, such as setting powder, powdered contour, or powdered highlight. Next week's episode is going to be about setting powders, but in today's video, we are going to be talking about the cream and liquid products that you need to lay down on your skin before going in with your powder products, such as contour, bronzer, and blush. And if you're someone who likes to use those aforementioned products in a cream form, then now is also the time to apply it before you go in with a setting powder. Whether it's blush, contour, bronzer, highlight, any of these products, if you use these products in a cream form, then make sure that you apply them first before any powdered products. This will ensure that your products won't break up or look cakey on your face. So, having said all that, let's get straight into this video. If you are enjoying this series, then please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of them. You can also follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All of them are Life as Kikay. Now, let's get into the application of concealer, cream contour, and highlight. Now, the purpose of concealer is to hide scarring, blemishes, dark circles under the eyes, or dark spots that you may have on your face. I have a tiny little dark spot right here on my temple, which I don't know if you guys can see, but I have a tiny little dark spot there. So I like to apply concealer to hide these blemishes. Now, when it comes to choosing a shade of concealer, it's important to use a shade of concealer that is 1 or 2 shades lighter than your natural skin tone. That's because concealer is also used to highlight the high points of your face. If you're using a concealer that is exactly the same shade as either your foundation or your skin tone, applying a concealer is going to be almost redundant because it's not then highlighting the high points of your face where we normally apply concealer. Now, if you've seen all the Instagram tutorials of applying concealer where you go in with the crazy triangles and the huge triangles under the eyes, that is not necessary, and especially if you are someone with a more mature skin type, then applying more concealer in this way is going to emphasize the wrinkles and the spots that you don't want. So all you really need to do when you're applying concealer is to go in with a little bit just in the areas where you really need it. So for myself, that's under my eyes because I do want to highlight under there as well. It's on my eyelids because my eyelids are a little bit darker than the rest of my face, and that'll also act as a primer for the eyeshadow that we're going to be laying down later on. My go-to concealer is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and I use the shade Medium. While concealer is used to conceal, you can also use it in the same step to highlight your face. So that's what we are doing here. We are highlighting under the eyes, on the high points of our face, lips, and chin. I'm now going to go in with a beauty sponge and blend all of this in, but I'm not going to swipe it or smear it. I'm just going to tap it in exactly where I've applied it so it doesn't spread out to the other areas of my face where I don't want to be highlighted. When you're blending in the concealer, or anything for that matter, on and around your eyes, always make sure that you use gentle tapping motions, not swiping or scrubbing or round and round in circles, because your eye is a very delicate area, and if you can constantly use that method of application, swiping, dragging, pulling down, it's going to give you wrinkles in the long run. So very important, whenever you're applying anything on and around your eyes, use a very gentle tapping motion. Now that we have our concealer slash highlight blended in, we're now going to go in with a little bit of cream contour. Now as far as products go for cream contours, you can use exactly that, a cream contour stick. I like to use the L'Oreal Infallible Shaping Stick. This one blends in really nicely. But having said that, you could also use a darker shade of concealer as your contour. I know, you can break the rules. You are not restricted to using one type of product with one type of label for only one type of thing. Sometimes I use a darker shade of foundation for my contour. I may or may not use a contour stick, or you could even use a darker shade of concealer. For today's video, I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer as my contour, and this one is in the shade 9. As you can see, it is a concealer shade that is much too dark for me to use as a concealer, but it's perfect as a contour shade. So, you may be asking, what is contouring? Now, contouring is a strategic application of a makeup product that's a shade darker than your natural skin tone. In the most simplest terms, it will enhance the structure of your face. By highlighting the high points of your face, like what we just did before with the concealer, on the other side, contouring is applying a shadow in the places that you want to give yourself a more shaped or chiseled look. And for most people, that's on the cheekbone here, on the jawline, and on the temples. And sometimes along the bridge of the nose to give yourself a little bit more of a snatched nose. And the key to all of that and having a good contour and highlight day is to apply it subtly and to blend it in really well. And so I'm going to be showing you right now how to apply contour. It's really not as scary as you think. It's pretty easy. It's almost like coloring. You just have to keep it within the lines. So now I'm going to show you how and where to apply your contour. If you have a larger forehead like me, I like to go at the top of my forehead. However, if you have a smaller or shorter forehead, you're going to want to skip applying contour there because you don't need to. What applying contour does at the top of your forehead is to give the illusion of a smaller one. So if you already have a small one, you don't want to make it look any smaller. I'm going to go in at my temples as well to try and give my face a little bit more of a narrowed look. For contour on the cheekbones, which is where most people get stuck and they don't know where it is feel where your cheekbone is, and then right below where your cheekbone stops, that's where you're going to want to apply contour. On another hand, you could just do the age-old fish mouth and see where your natural line is. Right there. Because I do have a rounder face, I like to bring the contour in up to my mouth, but this is all preference. When it comes to applying contour to the jawline, you're basically going to want to just draw in that snatched jawline that we all want. So I'm just going to trace that in. I have a very pointy chin, so I like to bring a little bit of that contour on the very bottom of my chin to try and diminish the pointiness of my chin. So as you can see, the application of contour can also be quite personal depending on the shape of your face. If you have a more rounded jaw, applying contour here can be quite effective as well, because then it'll diminish that double chin or rounded jaw that you might have. And just like the highlight, we're going to blend that in with a sponge and not stray far away from the areas that we applied the contour. Now, if you feel like you've lost a little bit of the highlight on your face, you could go in with a little bit more concealer to bring back that brightness under your eyes. But just the tiniest little bit. And always be sure to blend in the edges together. This is why I like using a beauty sponge, because it provides a very seamless finish to those cream contour and highlight edges. The key is to blend and blend and blend and blend and blend and blend and blend some more. And if you're not sure, blend some more. And that, my friends, in a nutshell, is how to apply concealer slash highlight and cream contour. Be sure to tune in for next week's video where I talk about setting powders and my recommendations for the best no-fail setting powders for beginners. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful and informative, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Ring the notification bell. Ring, slap, punch, kick, scream at, however you want to ring that notification bell. Just ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of the 3 videos that I put out every single week and the upcoming episodes in this series. You can also follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All of them are lifeaskikay. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for being here. I really truly appreciate that you've chosen to spend your time here with me today. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! It's because you need to apply it. It's because why? Why? It's because why? Judy, do you even know why? Now when it comes to shooting, and that is a